Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. So this is basically just to share with you guys some informations that I find out about, let's say, Ajwadi. So this is actually based on my studies about Ajwadi. So I'm basically just trying to do some, just to share with you guys about the things that I found out. So some neat informations about ajwa date is that you can find that in ajwa dates it has a lot of chelating agents that can also theoretically be used against certain kinds of radioactive toxicity in the body, that it can actually basically chelate with those radioactive substances. So this is basically just to share with you guys some neat information. So there's actually a lot of things going on just with this ajwa date. So you can actually find that ajwa dates actually has a good sort of like antidote property that would actually react with the poisons. And then you can also find that there's a lot in the ajwa dates that you can sort of disable uh, poisons and stuff like this. So this is just to share with you guys some informations. And then I also found out that there's certain kinds of frequency. This is still by theory. Let's say the Schumann frequency, um, certain but I guess I should probably not share this thing now because I'm still doing some study about this frequencies. So this is something neat information about Ajwadi. So I'm basically just sharing this to you guys so that I hope that you guys would like this information about detox, body detox based on the hadith of the Prophet. And then a lot of other things as well. You can use just for the based on the ajwadis. So this is also just a message to you guys, in case if you guys are not Muslims. So the life that we live in now is basically just a test for us that we had to go through, and then we probably will be, if we don't succeed in this test, we will be punished in hellfire for eternity. So you don't want this thing to happen to you, because in this life it's not a gamble. So you guys, if you are not Muslims, so you might want to actually check about Islam, and then you also might want to study about Islam, because Islam is the true religion, and you can find a lot of scientific facts in Islam that you can find. Let's say I am doing some studies about Ajwa dates. So according to my prophet, the Prophet Muhammad said that Ajwa dates actually help prevent you from poisons. So what's been found out is that the components inside ajwa dates actually help to react with the poisons, and then sorts of neutralize those poisons like an antidote, almost like an antidote. And then you also find a lot of scientific proof in Islam that is stated in the Quran. So you guys might want to, do some studies about Islam, and then look into Islam, as probably you want to check out, because we don't want to gamble our life in this world, and then we get burned in hellfire for eternity. So eternity is something that will never end. So it means that, I mean, this is a message for the non-Muslims. So if basically, if we don't pass this test in this life, we will actually become like a losers for eternity. So we are losers for eternity. So at least we have like a minimum pass grade. At least you have iman. So at least you believe in Allah and the prophets, Prophet Muhammad and the prophets, so that you can actually get a chance to go to paradise. So once you die. So that's the minimum requirement for us to enter paradise, which is to believe in Allah and believe in the Prophet. So, this is just a reminder to you guys. So I'm basically here just to do some da'wah. So I hope that in case if you guys are basically watching me now, so you may want to look into Islam. So please do look into Islam. I find that there's a lot of good people out there who happens to become a non-Muslim. They are non-Muslims and they are good people. So it's sad that if a lot of good people had to be put in hellfire for eternity just because they didn't recognize Allah and they didn't recognize Prophet Muhammad as the prophet of Allah. So you may want to look into Islam. So I'm basically here trying to do some da'wah to you guys. Um, I'll just do this video and give a reminder to you guys on and off, so that I hope that this would actually change a bit the world, so that a lot of people would accept Islam more. And then you can also study about Islam, and you can also know and understand about Islam, because we don't want to gamble our life, and lose in the hereafter. So you don't want to get burned in hellfire for eternity for the mistakes that was done in the past life, which is in this life, in this worldly life. So this is just a message to you guys. I hope that this sort of reminder and advice would actually give benefit to you guys out there in terms of the hereafter, inshallah. I hope that, and then it would actually also give me and also a reminder for myself for the eternal life after death. So this is just a message. I hope that the message would get to you, and then you would want to consider a study about Islam, before it's too late. And so far, there's nothing is considered to be too late. As long as you're still alive. So there's always a chance. There's always a chance to become Muslims, and also there's always a chance to be a part of those who can live in paradise, Jannah. So you just have to become a Muslim. So this is basically just to share with you guys. And then I also wanted to share with you guys about there's a hadith that stated that we are all already destined to either go to hell or heaven. So it's like no matter what you do, if Allah had destined us to go to hell, we will still be in hellfire, no matter what happens. So this is just to share with you guys. So even if we are destined to go to hellfire, at least we can do something so that we would not enter hellfire for eternity. So this is just to share with you guys. So this is something about Islam. So there's the concept of predestination. So Allah already knows right now while I'm recording this, there's Allah already know what's actually going to happen. Let's say probably I would not be a part of those from heaven and probably go to hell, maybe for eternity. So you don't want this thing to happen to you, but Allah had already predestined something like that to someone. So we don't want to be a part of those things. So let's say, if what we can do is that what we can do, although those predestination exists, so we can actually try our best to change ourselves, and then make us be a part of those who go to heaven, no matter what the consequences, whatever it takes. So, and then about predestination, there's also a dua. You can also do a prayer that, according to the hadith, it can actually change the predestination that Allah had destined for us. But even though it's changed the predestination, but that thing is already predestined as well. So you are already predestined to make the dua to change your predestination, stuff like that. So either ways, no matter what happens, um, Allah already predestined things. So this is just something that I want to share with you guys. So this is why you see people, somebody might ask, if Allah is the most merciful, so why is there a non-Muslim in this world? Why are there non-Muslims and the majority of the humans are non-Muslims? So the answer is that that's a predestination that Allah created for us. So Allah actually created a predestination that the humans and jinn will be put in hellfire for eternity, and then a lot of them. So what it means is that the numbers of those who go into paradise is only just a little bit. So we can do whatever we can to actually be a part of those small numbers, because a lot majority of the human beings in this world, in the past and in the future, are predestined to go to hellfire, majority of them. So this is something scary. So what it means is that you are predestined to go into hellfire. So what it means is that they are predestined to go to hellfire for eternity. That is the predestination. So, but we can actually, that's the general predestination that Allah had predestined and already told us in the Quran. That's the general predestination. It means that hell was created just so that humans and the jinns can actually go into hellfire for eternity, something like that, either eternity or not eternity. So both in ways. But the majority of the humans are actually in hellfire for eternity. Um, there's a lot people who are predestined to go to hell. So what it means is that we can ask Allah to make us be a part of these small groups, the minority of the human beings, to go to heaven. So we can pray to Allah, because for Allah that is easy for him. This is also stated in the Quran. So whatever that happens to me, whatever that happens to anybody, whatever that happens to this universe, everything had already been predestined. And in the Quran it's also stated that for Allah it is easy for him to predestine something. So what it means is that if it's easy for Allah to predestine someone to go to hellfire, it is also easy for Allah to predestine someone to go to heaven. So in this life, we want to ask Allah to make a part of those that are predestined to go to heaven. So this is basically, I just wanted to like remind the humans being out there, because I find this thing quite disturbing, knowing the fact that human beings is predestined to go to hellfire. This is disturbing, actually. And then there's a hadith that no matter what you do, if you are actually predestined to go to hellfire, you will go to hellfire. No matter what you do, you will soon end up in hellfire. So so what the prophet said is that, you just had to do good things, and then to make sure that you are as good as you can before you die, because your death actually would determine whether you're going to where basically we're going to hell for eternity, or basically we're going to heaven. So we just had to do the good things, and then to make sure, hope that we are predestined to go to heaven. So this is just to basically share with you guys. I hope that this news actually gets to the general public, whether you're Muslim or non-Muslims, um, because it's actually, for me, it's important message, needs to get to everybody. And then, there's a lot of good people out there, very good, personally, they're just not Muslim because Allah haven't showed them the right path. So they didn't know, and then the consequences of they didn't know puts them in hellfire for eternity. So they know about Islam, everything, but it's due to the propaganda about Islam. They actually refuse to dive, study about this religion, Islam, which makes them become a non-Muslim until the day of their death. So we don't want this to happen for good people, and we don't want some bad predestinations also happen to us. So I just want to share with you guys something. So this is why the prophet actually taught us a dua that we can do to pray to Allah, so that Allah would change our predestination. So, and then it becomes a good predestination, which means that we can enter Jannah. We can enter Jannah no matter what happens. So even though that's our dua, that's also predestined. So we are predestined to make the dua to change the predestination to make us enter to Jannah. So if you're not Muslim, if you're Muslim or if you're not Muslim, so you can probably, I'm not sure about the not Muslims prayers, everything, but if you become Muslim, you can ask Allah so that Allah predestine you to go to Jannah, predestine us to go to Jannah, and then it will change our predestination. So whatever that the bad things that is written for us would change. So this is a scary thing. We can have like a conversation about this thing like for a few hours. It would never end about this thing, because nobody can change the ultimate predestination by Allah except for Allah. So, and then Allah had already predestined the human beings. So, so this is something scary that, I just wanted to share with you guys, because we don't want a lot of good people to go into hellfire for eternity. So eternity is, you can't say that there's an end, there's never ending of it. So you don't want to go to hellfire for eternity and there is a never ending for it. So even if you're predestined to hellfire, at least it is not eternal. So at least you don't want to be eternal in hellfire. So So the only way out for not being eternal from hellfire is to have iman, which is to believe in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad. And then even if you go to hellfire, soon you will end up into Jannah. So you will exit hellfire and also enter Jannah one day, inshallah. So let's say if you're predestined, I mean, let's say if we are predestined to hellfire, at least we don't want to be predestined to hellfire for eternity, let's say, but we don't even want that to happen to us. So we don't even want to go to hellfire, even for a small amount of time, or even for a long amount of time. You don't want to go to hellfire. So, so um, this is a reminder to you guys, and then I hope that this reminder would actually reach out to a lot of people out there, and then it would actually open your hearts about Islam, everything. You want to look into Islam. So I've been going through a lot of things out there. So it is actually Islam that helps me to go through all the test everything. So I have a lot of things happening in my life, everything. So there's really a lot of things. So it's only Islam that is the answer for a lot of our troubles. So you can find a lot of scientific facts in Islam. If you study Islam, there's a lot of scientific facts. So if you're a scientist, you study Islam, there's a lot of scientific facts in Islam that would actually help you go through your life, everything. So, and then let's say anything. So about economies, everything. So Islam is the source of answer for a lot of things. So I hope that this news actually gets to you guys, and then yeah. So may Allah, for you guys out there, this is a dua that we should make. So may Allah predestine us to go to heaven, and then may Allah make our predestination a good predestination in this world and the hereafter. So inshallah, may Allah make our predestination a good in this life and also the hereafter, which is we will enter Jannah no matter what happens. So you can be tortured, somebody can actually be torment in this life, everything, but we will still win if we go to Jannah. Once we're dead, you can live a bad life in this life, probably very poor, not really get tortured, but be poor, but you enter Jannah. So we want to go to Jannah no matter what happens. So may Allah predestine us, everyone, and then everyone who watched this video. May Allah predestine me. May Allah predestine any one of you guys who watch this video to be a part of those who can enter Jannah. And then may Allah protect us from the torments of the grave. So this is something I just want to share with you guys. So you might want to look into those videos about the torment in the graves. So this is a huge fact, real reality you can witness. So please do open your hearts. You can actually witness that there's somebody in the grave. The soul is being tormented in the grave by taking animals, bringing animals on the graveyard. You can find this animal will become stressful because they hear the voices of those being tormented on the grave. So because this is a hadith, this is a reality. So I'm basically trying to share with you guys. I hope that the news gets to you guys, and then please do open your heart for Islam, and then open your hearts, and then spread this message to your families about Islam. If you are not Muslim, so spread this message to your families who are not Muslims as well, that Islam is the true religion, and we don't want to gamble our life in this world to be actually be put in hellfire for eternity. So I guess that's all from me, everyone. So bye, assalamu alaikum.